Build Amazon Q apps to scale and drive community engagement with Linda Mohamed. Look, there we all are. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the
Yay.
show. Yay, team.
Hello.
Welcome to vBrownBag, everybody, your weekly technical podcast where we bring on practitioners in their tech field of choice to talk about the things that get them up in the morning, a tech talk about things that we are passionate about. With us this week, we have the amazing AWS hero who I met a couple of years ago and is close to my heart, Linda Mohamed. Linda, hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? And thanks for having me on the show today.
I have just gotten back from KubeCon. You might tell from my voice that I am suffering terribly. I'm on Dayquil. I am all drugged up right now. I drug myself out of bed for this because I've been so excited to talk to you. And you and I have been talking about getting you on the show for 2 years, a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's been a long time that we've been going back and forth on this one. So I'm super jazzed to have you here. I'm very happy that I went to KubeCon and that I met a whole bunch of old friends that I did not realize were all KubeCon natives. But then I got sick too. So that's my side of it. Damian.
Yeah.
Good sir.
Howdy.
How you been?
Howdy. I'm doing really well. I've been very busy, but doing very well. As far as conferences go, I learned the hard way after many conferences and many sick weekends afterwards. If you don't shake a lot of hands, if you choose to fist bump, it actually really helps reduce the possibility of crud. This was all, of course, pre-COVID, but I'm sure reducing those attack vectors by fist bumping would be great. It's also kind of amusing to me how people are kind of taken aback when you offer a fist bump when they go in for the shake, right? It's like
yes, and they go in for the shake, and you go in for the bump, and then they swap up, and then you swap to the shake, and then there's this awkward back and forth, and that's never happened to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the key is just to continue presenting the fist of power, right? Like, yes, so that's what you do. Yeah. How's my audio? It's not too hot, is it?
No, you sound good to me.
Okay. I've had to really work with leveling my voice in post. So I apologize, folks, if my incessant laughing and loud voice has been blasting out your ears when you consume this over a podcast or YouTube. So yes.
Perfectly fine. Hadn't noticed. It's weird the things that you find out after you start doing post. Like you're like, oh, that's too loud. That's too soft. Wait, this channel's on the left-hand side. It's editing videos, recording something live, and then having to deal with all of the chaos and the noise afterwards is it's unique. It's fun. It's interesting. All right.
Yes, I've learned that I say a lot of filler words, such as like and and approximately
And so.
750 times a show. Mm-hmm. And so, yes.
Thanks, Chris. this is my thing. Like, Chris, I created a new voice clone yesterday from my my voice. Yeah, I had this video avatar, and now I have a new voice clone to create a proper voice, and then I will use the voice clone to create the video. And it's shockingly good. And the weird thing is, it really takes everything that you do in your voice, everything. If you're using a lot of filler words, your voice bot, the voice clone, also uses the filler words. Yeah, so mine is it's just talking. It's just talking. It never makes a pause, and it's just talking and talking and talking. It's really weird. And if it makes a pause, then it's
that's you.
Oh,
that's totally
you. Oh, thank you.
But no, you do. When you get so this is why I've been trying to get you on the show for so long. When you get excited about something, you will go on for, like I say, hours. But like that one time that we were in the Global Hero Summit at the bar, and we were talking about your clones and everything. I'm not going to say I couldn't get a word in edgewise, because I didn't want to get a word in edgewise, because I wanted to hear what you had to say. But you have a gift for talking, and you're super good at it, which is why you're on the show.
Yep.
All right.
Right. Thank you.
So you told me that you've got a talk that you're going to be doing at reInvent, and it touches upon two things that I have very near and dear to our hearts as a show: community and generative AI, because that is the hot new thing. Everybody wants to talk about generative AI, but we've been doing community for, years, decades. So I wanted to have you on the show as like a little teaser, a little treat to get people excited to see you at reInvent and to talk about some of the use cases that you're going to be talking about on stage there.
Yeah, so sure. But first of all, like, I'm super, super happy that I have to share that probably, of course, like Chris, that we have the same slot. So speaking about having a voice, like when we are on the stage, I'm so happy that it's like at the beginning of reInvent, because when I think about my voice, like last year when we did the session, like the interview in Buddy V's, that was crazy. Like I would have had
we
like
both
real
sounded like
problems.
Demi Moore. Hey, my name is Linda Mohamed, and I'm Chris Williams. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, that was by day 5 of reInvent. Your voice is hot garbage. Everybody's just like all that dry air.
Yeah, good for both of us that we like a slot on Monday morning. But still, like speaking about the AI sessions, it's crazy that there are like so many AI sessions. So I was like, when everybody was like, oh, there's so many AI sessions, I'm like, no, please, there are not so many AI sessions. And then I checked the stats and there are a lot of AI sessions. So I'm super happy that our session is fully booked, because with, I don't know, like having 50% of content AI. But yeah, did you already have a look at what I will present? Just the community topic. So just the community topic.
So I have been deliberately avoiding looking at it because I want to make sure that I came to this with like good, fresh questions. If I look at something ahead of time, then my questions can sound kind of boxed in or like pre-canned. So I want to see it with fresh eyes.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So
I created a PDF that I can present it. Yes. So let's try if this is working with the PDF from my computer.
Okay.
So Linda, while you're doing that, why don't you tell us what you do for your day job, if you don't mind saying that?
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah.
Why should we listen to you, Linda Mohamed?
Well, so I am currently I don't know, like I'm close to found my own business, so to found my own company. So I am working as a consultant for I would say like forever. No, it's like 5 years from now, but 10 years I'm in IT. So I have super technical background. I was working as a Java software developer when I was 19. So it was my kind of my first job after I was doing like some setup in the infrastructure department. But actually, I'm a consultant, and I will stay in the consulting industry, but just doing like the things that I want to do, and like not being like bound to a big consulting company, but just working as a freelancer and working on AI projects and also cloud automation projects. So I'm really focusing on the development life cycle, like the whole software development life cycle. That's like my passion. I love to, I don't know, improve processes within the whole software development, and thinking about how you can be more agile and do things that are more sustainable also. Sorry. And yeah, so in a nutshell, consultancy, I would say.
That's an amazing answer. Thank you. I didn't know that about you. I just met you like 15 minutes ago. So hi.
Hi. Yeah, but I will share more about that at reInvent probably, because I already created business cards with one of my projects that I have, but I cannot share it yet because I have to finish the the websites. And but there will be a lot of about juggling. So let me get my juggling balls.
Juggling.
Yes.
So another thing that you don't know about her is she is a fantastic juggler.
Usually, always before I start something, I will probably also do that at reInvent to start with juggling on the stage. So let me try before I present. I have to go here. So I need some music actually.
That is an appropriate musical type. Yeah. So
okay, I'm just kidding.
I'm fascinated by the juggling thing, and I don't want to derail us. What is the most commonly asked question when someone finds out that you're a juggler?
Well, there are a lot of ball jokes.
Okay. Sure. Next.
Chris, why are you laughing? Chris, why are you laughing? You were like the first person starting with the ball jokes in Seattle.
Oh my gosh, Chris, this is a family
You are
show.
muted. You're muted.
So aside from talking about the things that you're able to juggle, did they ever ask like how many of them can you juggle at once? Is that a common question?
Yes, and it's 4. The answer is 4. So I'm currently learning to juggle with 5 balls, and also a lot of questions that I get asked, like the most, I think the question that I get asked the most is how you can juggle with 4 balls, actually, because nobody gets it, like how it's working. That you have, like, if you have an odd number of balls, then you're exchanging the balls like from one side to another. But if you have like an even number of balls, then you're just like juggling within one hand, and you're not like exchanging the balls. So that's like, I think that's the most common question that I get asked, like other
So
than
it's
like
harder with an
the
even number
more
because
funny
your
questions.
hands are doing double duty. That's okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We
There's
got
like a
you.
mathematical formula behind that on like how this can be calculated. There are like a lot of nerdy people out there doing like a lot of stuff with juggling and explaining like the mathematics and physics behind it. So that's really interesting.
Write that down, Chris. We need that on our, like, legitimately. I want a mathematical deep dive on juggling.
I can share the links later. So I will look
please.
for this talk, because there is an
Yes.
amazing TED talk about that, and this will be something that I will share in one of my projects. And this project, actually, it's already live, but the links are not working. Like a lot of there's like some stuff that I that I like didn't do great, but it's like something about juggling. I will share my juggling project next time, but today we're talking about Q.
Yes. Amazon Q.
Yay, Q.
Yay. So I guess everybody already knows Q, but probably I start with, oh no, I removed the general slide about Q. Let me explain a little bit about Q. Q actually is like the AI service from AWS. So or let's say there are a lot of AI services. There's actually the Q family. You have Q developer, you have Q business. Within Q business, you have Q apps. And my talk is going to be about Amazon Q apps in particular. So we will show how to create an AI application with Amazon Q Business. So, and this AI application will be a chatbot, and also Q Apps is kind of, it looks a little bit like Party Rock, but probably I will show some screenshots if it's like in the sneak peek that I prepared. But let me jump into like the expectations that you usually have in the learning curve of building an AI application. So thinking about this, probably like the Gartner hype cycle. And that in the beginning you're like super hype and everything is amazing, and you think that the solution or like the product that you're using at the moment will solve like all of your problems, and you can do everything with it. And that's the feeling that I had when Amazon Q was announced, and in particular Amazon Q Business, because I was like, oh, this is amazing, because with this plug and play solution you can actually do a lot of different things. You can use like the built-in connectors and just use like I don't know, like your Google Drive data, your Salesforce data, I don't know, connect with ServiceNow to make an end-to-end process within an enterprise company. And it's like really an amazing product. And then you're facing unexpected difficulties, such as you have to prepare your data in order to get started, for example. So a plug and play solution doesn't prevent you from preparing your data. So in the end, you still have to do all of that, because this is something that's in your hand. So you're just using the platform of Amazon Q and Amazon Q Business and like the logic of the AI behind. But actually, you have to prepare your data in order to have good results. So this was kind of hard, but I didn't mention, like you saw it in the slide in the beginning, that I'm doing like this talk together with Victoria. And we were like together when we worked on the slides and also like on the, or especially like on the demo. It was kind of this this curve that you can see. Like in the beginning we were like super excited, and then we're like a little bit disappointed because not everything like works out of the box and just with plug and play. And then when we finally found out like how to prepare the data, how to use like the different features, and how to do all of that like with this service that's that's here, then actually you can come like to the plateau of productivity and build more and more use cases so that you can automate your whole, for example, event planning and meetup planning, which would have been our use case, and also community day planning, for example.
You just described my entire career. Wait, what?
You always start with excitement and then...
Yep, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, I would say this is like the learning curve of every new technology you touch on. It's like every time when I start something new, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing because I can do like everything with that. And then once you start, it's like, well, yeah, it's like probably not, whatever. It's not magic. Nothing is magic. It's just it's just another technology that you can use, and you have to make have to make the most out of it. So let's go on. I don't share the whole demos yet, so the videos that we prepared, because this is just a sneak peek. But I will show the identify dates today. We have 3 other use cases that we're going to share at reInvent, but I'm not going to share everything. So first of all, let's start with identifying the date. So actually you have like 3 different steps that you have to take. So first of all, you need the data sources, like the connectors. Then you have the web experience, the Amazon Q business, where you can set up guardrails and sorry, where you can set up guardrails and a lot of additional configuration. And then you have the apps library. So this is Amazon Q apps, which is like a little bit similar to Party Rock, but you can actually use your own data to enhance it. So this would be the AI process. And thinking about a manual process, oh, and this video is not working. Here I wanted to show you the video, but it is not working. But a manual process of, for example, identifying a date would be, you would ask a question in Slack. Then you would have a lot of confusion and misunderstandings because nobody knows what you were asking because you don't give a lot of context. Like usually that's how it's working in our community Slack. And then there's a decision made from the actual person that asked for the date because nobody had like any useful input. So that's usually how it works, like in our voluntary world and where we are organizing meetups and stuff. Chris, would you approve on that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's.
I thought we're the only people being so unorganized, but we have so many occasions. For example, we're organizing like 2 and soon 3 meetups in Austria. So in Vienna, in Linz, and soon we'll start in Salzburg. And so a person asked a question like, are we going to do like in the first week of February because there is like a school holiday? And then I was like, no, there's like in Linz, the school holidays start in the 2nd week. And then we were like arguing about that. And then like the guy asking the question, he came back to us and he was like, guys, I'm speaking about Vienna. I'm speaking about the event in Vienna. And we're like, yeah, makes sense. So probably we can take this. Yeah. But anyways, so that's why we are doing this AI powered, because things like identifying dates, finding speakers, and also like some other use cases are really easy to do with Amazon Q, for example. So again, in the PDF, of course, this is not working with the GIF that I prepared, but actually what we are using for identifying the dates is the information from the Meetup Simulator events. So actually you have to tell like, what are you going to plan? Are you going to do a meetup? Are you going to do like a community day whatsoever? But we used meetup.com to scrape data like that are similar, like events that are similar to the event that we are planning. Then we scraped like the whole AWS events page. This was a little bit tricky because the AWS events page, if we know it, like it's a lot of dynamic content. So with the built-in web scraper, you cannot scrape dynamic content. So you can just scrape like the static content on the website. So that's why we did a little bit of reverse engineering and checked the search request. And we're using the search request from AWS. Please don't kill us. Because it's just a get call that you can just use without authentication. And we're getting the data from there.
Nice.
So what we're doing is we're feeding like all the data into Amazon Q Business. Then you have like the whole authentication, because actually the user has to authenticate every time he wants to use Amazon Q. Because also if you're using like the different connectors in the back, the user just gets the information that he's also permitted to see. Because if you connect your whole Google Drive, but you have like in an enterprise context, you have a person who doesn't have access to a specific file, then this person should also not have access with Amazon Q. And that's why you have like the permissions, and you can use like Identity Center, for example, for that. That's what I used. And then actually the user can query, like, for example, when would be a good date for the next AWS meetup in Vienna, or when would be a good date for the AWS Community Day Dag in Munich. And then you can get the answer from Amazon Q Business. And also within the whole conversation, like when you have this conversation, you can say, and now from the questions that I asked you, I want to build a Q app. So then, are there any questions already?
So, well, several, but I don't know if you're going to be talking about this as you're going forward. So in the data sources, you're pulling dates of existing stuff from the AWS website for existing events. I'm assuming that you're also looking at local holidays and what other kind of data sources would be feasible? Because I also see a Google Drive in there. So what kinds of things have you thought about? Because this is brilliant. I would immediately use this myself, but I don't know what I don't know. So what other data sources did you use?
So the other data sources, like as you can see for this demo that we're also going to present at the reInvent, we just used Google Drive. We used text files, just usual text files with, for example, URLs that we're scraping like in a bulk. Then we were using the built-in web crawler, like just as to get static content. We used S3 with JSON and CSV data. We found out that JSON data is working way better, and that there are a lot of other learnings that I will share in that presentation.
Cool.
Yes, and also like I tried a bunch of other things. For example, you can connect Slack, you can connect ServiceNow, but I don't have a ServiceNow distribution at the moment that I can use. You can use Confluence or Jira or whatever. You can use Oracle. You can use a lot of on-premises stuff too. So there are a lot of built-in connectors. I could actually check that later. Like once I'm done with my slides, I can check the other connectors, because there are a lot and they're always updated, I guess.
Nice.
So there's a lot of different things.
You said Jira.
You can also upload documents directly. Yeah, Jira and Confluence. Yeah.
So you could also use it to create tasks for yourself as well. Like you could set it up in the reverse way to like, okay, this is the date. Now work your way back from that date and tell me all the things that I need to do in sequence before the actual event happens.
Yes. So those would be like the plugins. At the time when we wrote our abstract for the talk, there were like a lot of functionalities were not there at this time. So everything about like the action points, like at the last layer, so to say, like that I showed as the Amazon Q apps, because this is like the content of our talk. But actually, you could use plugins that would be like actionable items or like actionable things that you can do on top. But I didn't look into that yet. So this is something that I want to build like for my next demo, to also do this end to end, because at the moment it just gives you recommendations. So you can use it like you used Party Rock, for example, or use it like within different, like you can build it into a website or whatsoever. But there's like a lot of different ways on how to use it at the moment. But that's that would be the best. But we didn't build it end to end yet, unfortunately.
So for those who may not know, like myself, could you give us like a very quick background on what Party Rock is? Not the amazing song by that silly one-hit wonder band, I assume.
It's a great song. What are you talking about? That's silly.
No, I said an amazing song.
They had 2 hits. Thank you very much.
Oh, a 2-hit wonder. Well, that's 2 more hits than I have.
Wonder.
So good for them. They've done it. Party Rock, Linda?
Yeah, so actually Party Rock is like I can show something in Party Rock. So if I just, because we have a lot of time, right? Because then I can.
We do have time. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, because for example, like I am leading the marketing team in our Fördervereins, like in the support association that we have. Like when we're organizing the AWS Community Day DACH in Munich, we have like this support association, and within the support association we have like this marketing team that I'm leading, and we are using so remove. Can I just can I add another presentation? Like just share.
Yeah, just click on present and then share your screen.
Tab. Yeah.
There you go. And now I'll
add it. Okay, so this is Party Rock, for example. I can later also share what Amazon Q Business and Q Business apps look like. But Party Rock is for free, so I think that's also really interesting for the audience listening, because you can just use your Google account or whatsoever, and just create an account and use Party Rock and create like templates for a lot of different things that you're using. For example, or what you I don't know, like for example, in our support association, we have the community day that's happening once a year, and we want to have live reporting from this community day. So, for example, I know that Victoria, my co-speaker for reInvent, was also at the community day DACH, and I can ask, for example, write a short post about Victoria's talk, which is happening right now. So actually this is a template that's for live reporting. So we also have one where we that we use to prepare just social media postings, for example. But this one is for live reporting, also for social media posting. Oh, sorry, I have to photo of Victoria. Oops. Victoria Simon on the stage. So those are like the inputs that we need. So usually you say like what is the post about, and then the content description, like which for example which picture do you post with it. And then you can see here, let's make that a little bit bigger. And we're focusing on really short postings here, because that's the live reporting. So exciting moments. We're thrilled to have, oh, it's not AWS Hero. Victoria is not an AWS hero. Okay. So, but the topic is correct. Keynote on content and personal branding. So not everything is perfect. And as you probably know, AI is not deterministic. So when you ask a question twice or 10 times, it could be that you have like a different answer every time. So watch out if you're building like an AI application, thinking about that. So yeah, but this is Party Rock actually. So, and you can do like a lot of different things with it. Yeah. Let's ask what I did. What? Oh, is it in the? But let's jump back to the other topic.
I know people in real life that never give you the same answer twice. So.
True.
I know you're looking at me.
So.
Not you, Chris.
Yes,
you and me.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. Do you want me to put the other deck back on stage?
Yep. Then let's go back. Yeah, but that's Party Rock. So actually, it has like the same functionalities. And the difference between Party Rock and Amazon Q Business is actually that you can use your own data with Q Business, because with Party Rock you cannot. Like you can just use, like for example, how I did it, just like a text file or whatever, like a text box, and add like some additional information. But with Q you can use like a lot of different additional data. I think that's the most interesting thing, because now it was just like overview of the whole like how can use it, like which different data sources that like how the data sources come into Q. But actually, like what we did, because of this dynamic content, for example, is that we're using like a Lambda function that's getting this information from the search API that I just briefly showed, because we cannot use the web scraper, like the built-in web crawler, to get the dynamic content from the websites. So what we're doing when we have dynamic content, we're using EventBridge to periodically trigger this Lambda to fetch the data from the APIs. And then we're storing the prepared data. That's really important. So we're not just getting the data and pushing it into S3, but we have like, it's just Python code usually. So I do everything with Python with data frames, and we clean like the whole the whole data that we scraped. And then when we have like the cleaned and the prepared data, we store two files, because the actual data and additionally the metadata for the mapping of the different fields that we're going to use. And this is something that we found out that's like super helpful if you are doing like some additional work to think about how can you add more and more data to your use case in order to really have like, for example, we can ask which hero is in Vienna, or is there an AWS community builder in Austria or whatsoever. And you couldn't do that if you don't do like the metadata mapping. And also you couldn't get this information because that's information that's dynamic content on most of the pages. So yeah, that's actually how it works. So the user has to authenticate itself. Then when the user is authenticated, it can use the Amazon Q web application. This goes to Amazon Q Business, and Amazon Q Business uses the data sources that we periodically add to Q. And you can also add, for example, that you are, I don't know, that the built-in web crawler runs every day, once a week, whatsoever, or always when there's something changed. So, and now I'm stopping again. And that was everything that I wanted to share.
Very cool.
Wunderbar.
How long does it take for the web crawler to work?
It depends on how many pages you want to scrape. So there's like, I accidentally scraped 60,000 pages, I think, because I misconfiguration. Yeah, I stopped it after it scraped. After it scraped like the 60,000, I think it would have been like up to 100,000. So accidentally, I scraped like the whole documentation that is there from Photo3, I think, because I just wanted to have like the Amazon Q documentation from Photo3, but I made a mistake, and it took like some hours. But usually it's like, I don't know, like from 10 to 30 minutes to 1 or 2 hours if you have like, let's say 100 to 1000 pages. But it really depends on what's on the page and about your configuration, because you can, for example, scrape the data and also like all of the files and everything that are on the page, or you can just say I want to have the static content, or you can also set limits that you don't want to have more than XYZ megabytes, or for example more than XYZ documents. So you can go really deep in the configuration of also the built-in web scraper. I think it's really, really cool, especially if you just want to scrape static content from websites, and also like public content and data that you are actually allowed to scrape. There will also be a little bit of information like that. A lot of information is publicly available, but probably you cannot use it, or you're not allowed to use it.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
So I'm dying to see the rest of the use cases come reInvent time, and I can see where I could actually immediately implement this myself as a user group leader myself. Is there a plan to release the code into the wild so that we can all take advantage of your brilliance?
Yes. So we didn't
Yay!
manage.
That's the right answer.
Yay. No, we didn't manage to prepare everything yet. Like at the reInvent, we will just share the demo and everything. But Victoria and I, we're going to also prepare a I don't know, like a notebook style, for example, but a public repository where we will share like all of the steps. I already have something to like to create like an application, just step by step, like just a web application, like a Amazon Q business web application with a web crawler. This is super easy, but with like the additional things of having additional data, having like the metadata mapping and stuff like that. So we have to tweak a little bit around that everything is really automated and that everybody can do that like within their own environment. And also about the costs, because at the moment, like it's not that expensive, but you really have to make sure that you're not just like getting a lot of data and not I don't know, thinking about to be frugal of what you're going to scrape and use and index, because this can be super expensive, and also it probably doesn't add like a lot of value if you're just adding more and more data. And yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously, I volunteered to be a guinea pig if you need a test dummy to crash the car for you a couple of times. And you have successfully enticed me to wish that my talk wasn't at literally the exact same time as your talk, because now I want to see the other use cases. So I'll have to catch it on video.
Aww.
I know. Actually, I'm just going to skip my talk. The other Chris Williams and Julie will have to do our talk, and I'm going to come sit in the front row of your talk, and they'll be so irritated with me.
I was so sad that we are at the same time. Really, I was like, I think you were the first person that I looked at, like when the session is, and I was like, no, why?
I know. I was so bummed. I was like, Linda's at 10? Wait a minute. I'm at 10. This is ridiculous. But to your point, it's 10 a.m. Monday morning of reInvent. We're gonna be one and done and then out. I can get my annual vBrownBag person on the street interview done with you early in the week, and we both won't sound like hamburger at that point. So I'll take it. I'll catch it afterwards.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
awesome.
also super happy that it's like in the beginning of the reInvent, because as I said, like my voice, and also I have so many other things that I'm also doing at reInvent, because there's a Women of Cloud session that I'm going to do together with Susanna. And there's like, I don't know, like there are so many things that I already planned on doing at reInvent, so I don't know if there will be enough time for everything. I hope so. I'm so much looking forward.
So this is your only on the stage talk. You've got some panel chats and some chalk talks and some other things lined up too. What are those?
Not that I will attend like as a guest, yes, but
no. Like... I meant do you have any other on the stage talks, or is this your one and done?
No, it's just not just the one. Do you have more than one?
So I have one on the stage session, but then I also have 2 panel chats at the Pluralsight booth. I'll be doing them with Faye Ellis and Keisha Williams.
I have to come. When is it?
Tuesday and Wednesday. Hold on. I'll tell you later. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, please. I have to come.
You're gonna throw tomatoes. I know you. You're gonna get
no,
a bag of rotten tomatoes
I want to meet Kesha.
Throw them at me. Oh, she's so nice.
Yeah,
both her and Faye are wonderful.
So there's a question in the chat, and that's to Chris from Claim of Freedom. It says, when you interviewed Linda at reInvent last year, she mentioned a really innovative product involving AI ML that her and her team were working on. Has she spoken about that here? Does that ring a bell for either one of you?
Well, Linda, I interviewed 2 Lindas last year, Linda Mohamed and Linda Haviv. Are you talking about the current Linda that we have on with us right now, or the other Linda?
Because we were talking about the AI avatar that I mentioned in the beginning.
Okay.
Oh, yes. So actually, that's must be what he's talking about then.
Probably. Or you also talked about an AI project with the other Linda, because she's also
there's been a lot of AI talks. So your AI avatar that you were talking about last year, have you used it? Is it in production, as it were?
So I'm using it for a lot of workshops, because I'm doing a lot of workshops with companies that are willing to do something with AI, but they either don't have an idea, like what could they do, so to also like add value to a use case or whatever, because you don't do stuff with AI just to do stuff with AI. You usually have to think about a use case that's adding value on your services that your customers are using, for example. And so I'm using the avatar a lot, like to share I don't know, like video messages with my clients, because I'm not always having like this setup here. So I just so I just set up the camera to create new avatars, and then I actually create like a lot of videos with it. I also have a lot of stuff that I wanted to share, but I didn't share yet because I had to update the voice clone, because I didn't have like a perfect voice with my AI avatar. So I have one video on YouTube with this avatar, but now that it's fine-tuned with the new voice clone, it's way better. And then I will start to share Notion videos with this AI clone. Does anybody know Notion? Wait a minute.
So are we talking to the real Linda right now? What the hell is going on here? Who is this? What is going on here? Are we talking to an avatar, or are we talking to the real Linda?
No, this is real. I am real.
I don't know. Sure? That's what AI Linda would say.
That's what an AI would say.
I don't know. Can an AI juggle? Right? I'm sure it would be very strange. So yeah. So the voice clone idea.
Free hands.
Yes, right. The voice clone idea is I'm very conflicted about it, because I'm fascinated and horrified. I mean, I know that idea has been out there for a while. I've heard about it before, but can you like make it say whatever you want?
Actually, yes, but you have to like, it depends on what you're using. So there's a lot of open source software that you can use for that. But the things that I tried, I cannot even name it because nothing worked as I would have expected it to work. But now I'm using like a lot of different platforms and like SaaS services, actually, where you have to upload your voice, of course, like you have to upload audio files. So it comes with a lot of risks, I would say. Like if somebody gets your data and gets your clone and uses it, because it's really super accurate. So I showed it to my mom, like the video clone and also the voice clone. And I was like, Mom, if there is like a call from some number that you don't know, or if you got a video from somebody that you don't know where I am standing and explaining something to you that I need money or whatsoever, please call me on my phone and listen to somebody who's sending you something. So I'm using this as a kind of awareness too, to I don't know, like to train my parents on being super careful in the internet. And so I'm not doing a lot with this AI avatar, because a lot of people are like, yeah, but then like you ask, like, is it then the real Linda and whatsoever? So people don't like that a lot, but I think there are still use cases for it.
Yeah, I think so too. And this is an interesting time to be alive, in the best and worst sense of that phrase. But it's just really fascinating to me that we have the technology that allows us to do that. And it's also a little bit terrifying because we're not ready for it, I think, as a society, right? Like there's no real authenticity mechanism or like authentication. I mean, to be like, yes, this is the real Linda, right? Or, yes, this is an official Linda clone, right? So it's very interesting. There's a lot of really interesting problems to solve. So that's fascinating to me.
Actually, like within those tools, like actually the tools that I'm using, you have to add like a verification. So once you upload your audio file, you're asked to say like kind of a captcha but not like you don't have to type it, but you have to read it out loud, and then they check your voice if it's the same voice that you just like uploaded. And I failed the test like 3 times. I was like, but that's me.
Yeah.
I promise that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, am I a robot?
Right, wait, right. Were you trying to talk after a conference? Is that your voice was shot and that's why I couldn't recognize you?
No, this was like a weird podcast idea that we start, or not idea. It was like a podcast that I did an episode together with Raphael, and we didn't share it yet because we were just laughing so much, and we created a logo for his reinvent planner. But I don't know if he already uses the new logo, but we ended up like just laughing for 2 hours and speaking about whatever, so we never shared it.
Wow,
that's amazing.
And then I used that for the voice clone, so it's super fun. So the voice clone has a lot of emotions.
Well, now we need to schedule a time for you and me, Linda, to chat. I have to see this thing. I need to see the voice clone, and I need to see if I can fool Damian with a voice clone of Chris Williams. Actually, that would be super easy because I never call him. Okay, never mind.
But we can.
Yeah.
But I can try to share something. Like, I think I'm not logged in at the moment. Probably. Oh, I can. But this is in German. This is in German because I tried to do something in German. But do you want to see my German voice and hear my German voice as a voice clone?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So a video file, because this I just tried just before I jumped into the call, because I wanted to use that for a workshop. Dieses Video wurde mit KI-Technologie erstellt, um euch einen schnellen Überblick über unsere bevorstehende Workshop-Serie zu geben. Im ersten Workshop legen wir die Basis. Wir identifizieren Zielgruppen und Anwender, definieren Use Cases und schauen uns die notwendigen Datenquellen an. Außerdem sehen wir, ob wir die weiteren Workshops machen und wann das für euch am besten passt. Im zweiten Workshop wird es praktisch. Wir entwickeln einen ersten Prototypen, testen ihn gemeinsam und optimieren ihn für euren spezifischen Bedarf.
Okay, so that's Avatar Linda and Avatar and voice clone Linda together.
Yes. This is the new voice clone that I created, and like this example is now in German, and together with like the video clone, because it's like the you can either use text to video actually, and also like I used now the text to speech from the one service, and then I used this audio to generate the video avatar that's like speaking, and this is like the same like the same setup that you just saw, but it was just in like during the day, so it's really nicer with some natural light here.
So did you feed it? Yeah, okay. You know what? I have a bunch of other questions about that, but we're over time. We need to end this anyway. Let's talk about another episode where we go through that, or we just chat about this at reInvent, and I try to capture it on video somehow. Linda, Mohamed, thank you so much for coming on. I'm so happy that we were actually finally able to make time work in our calendars and get you on here. You're wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I hope also that the audience learned something new. So if there are like follow-up questions or whatsoever, I can take them to reInvent, and also we can talk about additional things at reInvent. And I'm so much looking forward to seeing you again. Finally.
Yay. Oh, we're going to have so much fun.
Okay. And Damian, also, thank you.
Yes, of course. I did want to add really quickly, Linda, if folks do have questions for you, how can they reach you?
Either on Blue Sky. I think Chris already shared my handle. Like, I didn't add my handle here, but it's Linda -MHMD. And on X, it would be Linda_MHMD. And on LinkedIn, you can find me with Linda Mohamed.
Cool. And speaking of Blue Sky, the vBrownBag is now on Blue Sky. We are at vBrownBag.com on Blue Sky. We have a starter pack there. Yep. we have a starter pack there that features wonderful presenters such as Linda. So if you go to vBrownBag.com with your B-Sky account and you hit our starter pack, you can follow all the speakers from the vBrownBag, myself, Chris, everyone else. It's pretty cool. So yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what? I'm just trying to earn my pay. That's all, you know?
we're gonna double your salary, Damian.
Oh yes, gosh.
Yes,
that means I get to see your smiling face twice a week. Oh man, I'm gonna be so rich in Chris smiles.
All right, we have gone completely off the rails. With that, everybody else, thank you very much for attending, and we will see you all again next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.